Hey, George, let's play a game. I'm going to name the movie coming out in 2024, and you're going to tell me what that movie's about. Ready?
Yeah.
What's the movie Argyle about?
Alligators.
Okay, what's the movie Challengers about?
People challenging each other.
What's the movie Spaceman about?
A spaceman.
What happens to the spaceman?
He dies.
Oh, Jesus. In this episode of I Need to See That, 2024 movies. You guys, it's 2024.
We made it.
It has been for the past few episodes.
Yeah, but now our episodes are 2024. Tomorrow the Oscar nominations are coming out.
I'm nervous. I'm really nervous.
We're going to do next week will be our Oscar nomination reaction show, as well as Ethan's birthday episode. But throw out what's the wildest nomination that we're going to get?
Chalamet, Best Actor.
For Wonka?
For Wonka.
Wildest nomination, Adam Driver for Best Actor. Ferrari.
I'm going Beau's Afraid for makeup, but I guess that's not crazy. It would just be awesome.
Yeah, Eli, you're ruining the
I
bit.
feel like that was the stupidest answer. No, I went real with it. Fine, Hugh Jackman.
Just Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Grant.
Yes. No, Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman, divorce.
Hugh Jackman for divorce.
His wife is getting like $500 million. Have you read this?
It's that Wolverine money.
No, it's that Music Man money.
It's that NDA money.
It's that.
Oh, that's
dang.
some
Caroline,
gossip.
we're trying to get him on the podcast. Stop. We're trying to get him on.
Look, I know he's tangential to Taylor. If we get Hugh on, then we can get Taylor on, and then Taylor and I will work together and be best friends.
Taylor Lautner.
Sure.
What is the Taylor Swift Hugh Jackman connection?
Because he's besties with Ryan Reynolds and she's besties with Ryan and Blake. He came to a Kansas City Chief game with them.
Are we talking about Taylor Lautner still?
By the way, this is I Need to See That, a podcast about movies. I'm Eli.
I'm Caroline.
I'm Ethan. We're figuring out the rules to our games.
Yeah. And thank you for listening if you've gotten this far.
Review and subscribe us.
Click that subscribe button. Please leave us a review. Thank you for listening, especially to our friends in Ireland, in the Netherlands, in Belgium. We are global, and we want to continue to be global.
Congratulations to our Irish listener, Paul Mescal, for getting nominated at the BAFTAs.
In this episode, we are looking at 2024 movies. We're each going to pick our top 5 movies we're looking forward to. Ethan, do you want to do a snake fashion? Is that you wanted to introduce the idea of a snake fashion?
That's how drafts go.
So we're each gonna. So we have I have an Excel spreadsheet of every movie that's scheduled currently to come out in 2024. By the way, I only have 113 movies on this list. Is 2024 gonna suck?
Yes.
I don't know. Well, I went off some other list of like stuff that have not been officially announced from festivals, but they will be released this year. So I don't know if I went rogue.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
No, you're fine to go rogue.
Yeah.
2023 we had Nolan, we had Fincher, we had Scorsese, we had Wes Anderson, we had Greta Gerwig, we had Sofia Coppola, Michael Mann. There are so many masters of what they do that came out. Cooper, incredible people who have
Swift,
who you get excited about. Swift, yeah, and Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some of that here, but I'm worried about the box office this year. There's a couple movies, and I'm just gonna say right now, one of the rules I told Ethan and Caroline is I want to overrule the obvious choices. So none of us can vote for Dune 2. And none of us can vote for Deadpool 3, though I don't know if any of us would. They just seem too obvious. People know they're coming out. I want to highlight movies that maybe people aren't thinking about. But looking at this, like, I don't know. It's going to be an interesting year. But you know what? Looking at this made me really excited about 2025 because 2025 has some huge potential. You're going to get the end of the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse that came out last year, the end of Mission Impossible that came out last year, the end of Fast X, which came out last year. You're going to get maybe a new Quentin Tarantino, maybe a Paul Thomas Anderson.
You're going to get
but you could
Avatar 3, speaking of box
Avatar
office.
3.
Mhm.
Yeah, so 2025 can be explosive. I don't know about 2024. We'll see.
I'll tell you, I was looking at a lot of the movies. There's a lot of space coming out in 2024. There's ISS that just came out with star of the BAFTAs. Why can't I her name right now? Ariana DeBose. There we go. But there's also an Adam Sandler space movie coming out, and there's a Cate Blanchett and Kevin Hart space movie coming out. So maybe
Are
space.
either of you putting Spaceman on your list? The
It's
Adam
on-
Sandler one?
It's on my like potential to take.
It's on the bubble.
Okay, we'll talk about it if it comes up because I'm intrigued by that movie.
I think that this year is also, I would not be taking a Marvel movie or a DC movie, but there is only one Marvel movie coming out next year, and it's Deadpool 3, and there is no DC movies.
What about Madam Web?
What
Oh.
about Kraven the Hunter?
Ugh, we're not talking about the Sony movies. Those don't count.
You're saying women don't count? We don't count women?
No, I said
Ethan?
Kraven the Hunter doesn't count. Keep up, Caroline. Madam Web looks horrible, and I will eat Eli's hat if it's even remotely watchable, but it looks horrible. I think that it's just worth noting that there's no big movies, or there's one movie from the two kind of the biggest studios coming out. There's no Star Wars movie. There's just a lot of IP that's not happening this year.
Yeah, the only other one is Joker Folie à Deux, which who knows? It's a musical. It has Lady Gaga.
I'm
Who
gonna
knows?
I'm
Who
gonna
knows?
eat Ethan's hat if I go see Joker Folie à Deux because Folie à Deux. Sorry, my French major will freak out if I go see it and I like it.
I saw Joker 1, and I didn't like it, but I left the theater and there was a police officer there. And I thought, why is there a police officer there? And then I realized that I was a white male who saw Joker alone and thought maybe he's here for me.
Who's the
That's
Joker
fair.
now?
That's right.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
You were also wearing the clown makeup.
Well, that's just what I'm wearing right now. That's every
Yeah.
day.
That's you're a juggalo.
That's right.
Let's get into this. So we rolled a die, or Ethan's going first. I don't remember how we picked it. It goes Ethan, Caroline, then me. We're gonna go in a snake fashion, so it's gonna go Ethan, Caroline. I go twice, Caroline, Ethan goes twice, Caroline, and so on and so forth until we have 5. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did I just define snake fashion the right way?
I wasn't listening,
Okay.
so I'm just gonna assume yes.
You know what Alan Rickman had?
What?
Snape fashion. All right.
Oh God.
Ethan, you go.
If you're still listening to the podcast, rate and review us and let us know what you think of Eli's jokes.
Okay. The first movie that I'm the most excited for, and I do think that this is just the obvious correct answer, is Furiosa. That movie is the prequel to Fury Road, which was the best action movie of the last decade. I think I'm more excited for the re-release. I'm assuming that there's going to be like a 1-week Fury Road back in theaters. I will go see it. That movie is amazing. Apparently, Furiosa, when he wrote the script for Fury Road, to really understand the character of Furiosa, he wrote the script to Furiosa, and people who were working on Fury Road said that it was going to be a better script, said that it was a really exciting movie. Anya Taylor-Joy is a great actor. The trailer was okay, but I'm all in on Furiosa. It's going to rock. What a lovely day.
Are we going to do a top 5 fake nose episode?
Top 5 for Hemsworth in this movie?
Yeah, if Hemsworth has a big old fake nose in that.
Yeah. We'll do a top 5 fake nose movie.
I feel like
You do the
it'll
Hours,
come. Maestro.
the Hours, Maestro,
Roxanne?
Wicked.
Roxanne. Yes. Did you say Wicked?
Yeah.
Is that a good segue to you?
It could be. It could be. It could be. So then my number one pick, I've been waffling, but I think I gotta go Wicked Part 1. As musical theater head, I'm curious to see what this 2-part film is going to be like and where part 1 ends. I know that Cynthia Riva can sing her face off, but can she still play someone in high school? ? And Ariana Grande, I think, is going to be an incredible Glinda. I think she's been waiting for this for years. I'm excited to see Bowen Yang play Fanny, and I'm excited for Bridgerton to be Fiero, which I also just learned it means cock in British. So that's like the term. That's what Fiero is or something in British slang.
Cool.
Caroline,
Yeah.
can we get a Caroline thought corner on Ariana and Ethan Slater?
Yeah. You know what? My girl loves drama, and fine. Who cares?
Hey, that's good. Thank you.
Yeah.
That was Caroline's thought corner. Well, Caroline's thought corner will be back. That's going to be a reoccurring segment, in case you're wondering.
I think that the movie has got to end with Defying Gravity.
Right.
It just has to. And I really liked In the Heights. I actually don't know why that movie wasn't more liked by people. So
Pandemic.
is
Yeah.
that why? 'Cause it was
Yeah, it came out in
really
like
good.
June 2021.
Straight to streaming because of the pandemic.
It was
Yep.
a really good movie. So like, I think the director is the right person. And yeah, I can't wait. I think it's going to be good.
All right. So, how mean am I?
How mean are you?
No, it's not a joke. Challengers is sitting right there, and I know Caroline will quit the podcast if I take it.
I won't quit the podcast. I understand.
No, I'm not doing it. Caroline, this is a show of love.
Wow.
I'm not taking it
Okay.
because the number one movie I'm looking forward to is called Maxine. It is the third in Ty West's series of incredible genre-based horror films. The others being X and Pearl. This one stars Mia Goth just like the other two did, but it also has Kevin Bacon, Michelle Moynihan, Elizabeth Debicki, Giancarlo Esposito, Lily Collins, Bobby Cannavale, Halsey. I think those other two movies, X and Pearl, are some of my favorite movies of the decade. I think in the future we're going to look back at these three movies with the same respect we show movies like Get Out, with the same respect we show movies like Hereditary. I think these are special movies. They're very much their own thing. I'm not going to spoil the rest of my picks, but I think 2024 might be an incredible horror year, and Maxine is going to be right towards the top. I think Maxine's going to be incredible, and it's my number one looking forward to movie. My next pick, so in 2022, a movie came out called Speak No Evil. It is one of the darkest, most messed up movies I've ever seen, but I love horror films, so it was absolutely in my top 10. I don't want to spoil what Speak No Evil is about, but let's just say family goes on vacation. I believe it's Danish. Family goes on vacation, or Dutch rather. Family goes on vacation, makes vacation friends. They invite their family over, and oh my God, everything bad that could possibly happen happens. And as you're watching it, you're going to say, there's no way they're going to do that. And they totally do that. And oh my God, it's horrible and very hard to watch. Anyway, they remade it with James McAvoy and Mackenzie Davis and Scoot McNairy. And I'm a Scoot boo. I'm on the scoot
Scoop-a-doop,
train.
Scoop.
I'm scooting right along wherever Scoot goes. Yeah. Speaking of evil, there's no way it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be hard to watch. I don't know how they're gonna release it. Honestly, it's one of the originals. One of those movies that it came out and you're like, yeah, it's not American. Like they can't do this stuff in America. So I have no idea how they're gonna do it. How they're gonna put a little twist on it, but it's kind of like Funny Games. Did you ever see the original Funny Games and then they remade it? I have a feeling it's going to be similar to that. But Speak No Evil, my number 2, looking forward to movie.
All right. Amazing. I'm excited. All right. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Then, all right, because we already teased it. Challengers was the horniest day on the internet in 2022. When that trailer was released, a million memes were born. I can't wait. I'm excited to see Zendaya in a role where she gets to really, I don't know, thrive and be this sexual being. I'm excited to see Mike Face. I really loved him in the West Side Story remake. Josh O'Connor ruled in The Crown. And Luca, I can't say his last name, the director, Guadagnino. I'm probably mispronouncing that. Who's partnered with Celine Song of Past Lives. I'm very excited about the screenplay. Sexy, horny tennis. I'm in. Let's do it.
Mike Face was the best part of that. From an actor part,
Yeah.
he was the best part of West Side Story.
He was
Also
incredible.
the best part of Dear Evan Hansen. There, I said it. He's wonderful. Can I ask a question? I don't want to be gratuitous. How graphic is that movie going to get? On a scale of like, Mike Feist has showed full frontal on stage before, is what I'm saying. Like, what are we about to see?
Not enough is the answer.
I think it's going to be like a 7.
A 7? That's big. That's high.
Seven's hot.
I don't think 7's as high. After seeing Saltburn, that feels like low.
What's Saltburn?
Yeah, what's Saltburn?
Saltburn's like
4? 5?
like a 9.
Because you don't see very much. I guess you do.
You do, and also he doesn't use prosthetic, so it's like a 9. Is this our Kinsey scale?
Yeah, this is our it's our Mr. Skinsey scale. Come on.
Ew.
Come on. That was good.
Gross.
Come on.
Um,
All right.
Between 6 and a
Challengers.
7. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
All right, Ethan, your turn.
Okay. Well, I feel like there's 2 directors that are awesome with movies coming out that is on this list. So I'll start with Mickey 17, which I know got moved back in the
Damn it.
release schedule.
Damn it.
And so it's technically doesn't have like a release date, but Bong Joon-ho's follow-up to Parasite, it's got to be one of the greatest theatrical experiences of my life. I'm trying to not watch any trailers for this. All I know is that it's Bong Joon-ho and it's Robert Pattinson, who has become an amazing actor, and I probably will watch in anything he does. And I can't wait for that movie. Another space movie, I think. You mentioned space earlier. I think it is a space movie.
It's spacier.
I think it is, but there's nothing about it. They're
Yeah.
keeping it so
Good.
under wraps.
Yeah.
The reason that Parasite was this is like a reminder, because I watched too many trailers in the past 3 days, like learning about these movies. I kind of need to stop doing that, because Parasite, I think, Caroline, it was you who told me, you've got to go see this movie. And I knew nothing going in and really just got to experience everything, got to have the genre flip on me in real time. I didn't know it was coming. It was awesome. So I'm going to try to do that more this year, is just watch less trailers to be truly surprised at what is coming. The other director that I love that is on this list is Eggers, and it's Nosferatu.
Fuck, come on.
And sorry.
I'm doing a horror thing.
Sorry. It's just I'm picking up good directors here. And the Vavitch is so good, and The Lighthouse is so good, and The Northman was good enough, and just whatever that guy does, I'll go see it. I feel like we've gotten a lot of Dracula. We haven't gotten a lot of Nosferatu. stories and remakes. And I'm just glad that Lily Rose Depp landed on her feet after The Idol. I'm just really happy for her.
She's just a freak, yeah. And that song did not get the respect it deserves.
That was all a tee up to Caroline just reacting to The Idol. How many episodes did you last in The Idol, Caroline?
I think I made it 3.5, but I would like to go back and finish because Davine Joy Randolph, future Oscar winner, I think, was on it as well.
Well, this was a good Lily Rose Depp edition of Caroline's Thought Corner.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you, Caroline.
There'll
Put
be
her
more.
in Euphoria. Come on.
All
Put her in
right.
Euphoria.
Calm down, Ethan. Sit down.
She's fine.
Ethan,
She's a
sit
Nepo
down.
baby. Okay. Is it my turn? Or are we done talking
Yes.
about Nosferatu? Okay. All right. My next movie then, because my Bong Joon-ho is now off the list. Okay. Hitman by Richard Linklater and starring Glenn
Yeah.
Powell. Current movie crush, especially after seeing Anyone But You this week, which was a nice, fun counter to all the Oscar programming. I love him. I think he is the most charming movie star that I can't wait for him to really I know he's been bubbling under the surface, but I think this will be the thing that's really going to make it really go off the walls. It premiered at the Venice Film Festival in September, has 96% from that on Rotten Tomatoes, and it was bought by Netflix for $22 million. And I think a fun Richard Linklater movie sounds amazing, and I can't wait for more Glenn Powell in 2024.
I get 2, right? I
Two
was
picks.
going with only. I was
It's in my
really
third,
trying
yeah.
to go. Yeah, I only have 2 so far. I was trying to go with only scary movies, but that was kind of reliant on Nosferatu for me to have a good list. So I'm gonna break it right now. Look, we talk a lot about Oppenheimer this year, but did you know there's a director named Joshua Oppenheimer? I've
No.
never heard of him either. But he has a movie supposedly coming out this year called The End. Have either of you heard of The End?
No.
I
Let
have
me
not.
tell you the description on IMDb for The End.
Okay.
A golden age style musical about the last human family. And it stars Tilda Swinton and Michael Shannon
Incredible. Wow.
in a musical, in an
I'm in.
apocalyptic musical. Also George Mackay,
Mhm.
that
From
guy.
1917.
Exactly. So this movie can't be bad. Michael Shannon doesn't get out of bed for bad movies, and Let's Go to Prison is a good movie if that's what you were thinking. Tilda Swinton doesn't get out of bed for a bad movie. There's no way The End's going to be bad if it comes out in 2024. That's my pick.
Cool. Good pick.
Good pick.
Gold. Any synopsis that starts with golden age style musical? Yeah, of course.
It's gonna rule.
Top 10 movies of the year.
Yeah.
My other pick, I'm gonna go a little obvious for me, but we're gonna go back to horror-ish with Alex Garland and Civil War.
It's on my
Uh,
list.
Yeah.
There's a nightmare scenario, and it's one of those trailers that you watch it and you see Kirsten Dunst in your head. You're like, I wonder if Jesse Plemons is gonna show up. And then he shows up and steals the trailer because he's in it for 2 seconds and he's terrifying. I don't want to see anything else about it until it comes out. Alex Garland makes great movies, and this is going to be intense and weird. And I don't know if it's going to make any money, but I'm intrigued.
And a great TV show. I thought Devs was awesome. Did you watch Devs, Eli?
I did, and you know what? I forgot he
This
did
is show.
that.
Yeah, with
and
Offerman.
that makes sense why Offerman is in this movie. Also featured in this movie, somebody I nominated for a Golden Nesps, Jefferson White, who is becoming my favorite actor. He was on Chicago PD last season. He was
Love
in
that.
Elaine. Yeah, so that's
You're the one
that's
person
fun.
watching Chicago PD?
I am. I love Chicago PD. I watch it and go, oh, there's my friend Mike Schiff. It's just when he pops up randomly as a coding person. It's as an improviser from Chicago, it's fun to watch that show and just recognize people with one line. That's why I love it so much.
Who's
All
next?
right, I think it's Caroline's turn.
It's my turn. Okay. Okay. I think I'm going. Okay. I guess before my next, because I asked this in the chat, I didn't get a response. Are we counting Paddington Peru as 2024 or 2025?
It's in pre-production according to IMDb, so I doubt it comes out in 2024, knowing the amount of CGI that has to happen.
Well, it has a release date in the UK in November and a release date here in January.
Paddington has CGI.
Okay, great. Great, everyone. Then Paddington Peru is my number 4 choice. Because as we previously stated, Paddington 2 is one of the greatest films of all time. And I can't wait to see what Paddington's going to do in Peru.
Not directed by Paul King, though, right?
I think so.
But written by. He's involved.
Written by, yes,
Yeah.
but there is a difference there for the record.
I can't wait. When Paddington's
can't wait.
here. Yeah, we need Paddington in an election year, is what I'm saying.
Okay, my number 4 pick is going to be, I feel like I've gone like very serious sort of action-y director. So I'm going to go, this is not a wild card, but I'm feeling optimistic about Beetlejuice 2. Because I think that Beetlejuice 1 is great, because I recently watched Edward Scissorhand and was reminded how good of a storyteller and visual artist Tim Burton can be, because of how well Jenna Ortega has, become the Winona Ryder of this decade. And let Keaton cook. Let him go. Let's see what he can do. So I'm feeling optimistic about Beetlejuice 2. What are your thoughts on Beetlejuice 2?
Okay, here's my bone to pick. Why did they name it Beetlejuice 2?
Caroline's opinion
Okay.
corner. Go ahead.
All right. Okay. Why was Beetlejuice 2 is a fine name, but we have it here on the table. Why was it not named Beetlejuice?
Oh, fuck.
Fuck.
Change your choice, Ethan. Change it. That was a really good
well,
point.
Maybe they will change it to Beetlejuice. One can only hope.
And if they do, I would
that
like
they are-
5% of the tickets.
Granted.
Yeah.
Granted for that
So-
idea. Yeah.
Beetlejuice 1, obviously an incredible movie. I thought Wednesday was a really good series. What was the last good Burton movie?
Big Fish.
Yeah, I agree with that. Unless
Has he really not
Frankenweenie...
made a good...
No. And here's
No.
the problem. The problem is CGI, obviously. That's what everyone says, is CGI ruined Tim Burton. I think it's budget. I think what makes his older movies so good is he didn't have a budget, so he had to figure it out. And that's how he got creative. I think he got... Yeah, and you know what? If he wants to come on the podcast, I love you and I love him. But I fear for this movie.
And Dark Shadows was great if you want to come on the podcast.
Yeah, and Johnny Depp, Ethan would love to talk to you.
Yeah.
I think we all have questions for Johnny Depp. I don't think it's just me. I'm optimistic. I feel like he's gonna, sort of like late career Albert Pujols final season in St. Louis and just deliver a good one. Okay, my last one is going to be Juror Number 2 by Clint Eastwood, which was not on the list, but it is coming out in 2024. This is a movie starring Nicholas Hoult as someone in a jury who is soon to be discovered as the key witness to the murder that he's serving on the jury for. I am a sucker for movies that are legal dramas and thrillers, and Clint is 90 years old, so let's see it. Let's see it, Clint.
Did you see The Mule?
Yeah. Did you see Pete Davidson's thing on SNL about the mule?
So good.
I like how he famously shoots a movie. Like he's like one take only.
One take.
Finishes
One take.
a 3-hour movie in 2 weeks, just in and out.
I also heard he doesn't say action or cut because it scares horses. And he learned that from the Western. So he'll just sit there and be like, all right, let's do this.
Cool.
Incredible.
Cool. So is that it? You picked your 5, Ethan?
Those are my 5.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I think this is kind of a new, because I saw the poster for this the other night and I've been doing a little bit more reading and now I'm intrigued by it. Love Lies Bleeding, I think, is my 5th.
Looks cool.
I saw this poster the other night and knowing that it's A24, Kristen Stewart, she's a bisexual bodybuilder, or someone is in the movie, I'm in. I don't need to know more about this film. I know that this is a movie for me. Ed Harris is in it. Jenna Malone. So we've got like a stepmom reunion, which is what I've needed. So I'm in. It's gonna be great.
It's getting a lot of buzz. a lot of people's looking forward to list for Sundance.
Glad we got a lot of Twilight representation in our top fives.
My number 5 might be Ethan's wild card.
This is why I held off. Let's see if you do it.
Okay.
Terrifier 3. Did
It's
I nail
not,
it?
but it was on my bubble. I was thinking about it.
Terrifier 3 is a Christmas movie. You guys, I don't even want to say more. Go see Terrifier. See Terrifier 2. Terrifier 3 is absolutely one of the movies I'm looking forward to more than anything else.
I have not seen Terrifier 2. I have seen Terrifier 1. And my friend who recommended it said, text me when. Text me when. And boy, oh boy, did I know when.
Hey, Caroline, have you ever seen a Terrifier movie?
I don't know what this is.
Okay.
It's a clown. It's a scary clown movie.
Oh,
This is
that's
future
absolutely not
content.
for me. That's
Future
absolutely clown movies. Absolutely not for me. No, thank you. No way. No, thank you.
Hey, Caroline, if I fly out to Los Angeles, will you watch Terrifier 3 with me?
I will also fly out and we will hold your hand on just get you through the Terrifier
It
trilogy.
comes out October 25th.
I mean, I've got nothing planned currently, but I can make plans.
That'd be wild if you had something
Caroline is a
planned.
famous plan person. She has a lot of plans. So we really would have to nail this down pretty quick.
I know. Oh, God. Okay. If, like, I get to get, I don't know, a McFlurry afterwards, then maybe we could talk about it. That's my current post-movie tree.
Are you okay?
That's my movie tree after AMC A-List.
Oh,
If
okay.
you would like to sponsor my AMC A-List membership, I would love that. But I like to go to McDonald's and get an M&M McFlurry with extra M&Ms.
So we each picked our 5. Now it's time for our wild cards.
Okay.
Ethan, do you want to go first with your wild card?
Yeah, I am picking what I'm trying to really interpret the term wild card, which means that it could be truly could be like a best picture winner if its intentions are met, be a movie that we as a society watch every year together, or it could put Francis Ford Coppola back into bankruptcy. And that movie is Megalopolis, and it sounds batshit insane, and he's using all of his wine money to pay for it, and Shia LaBeouf is in it, and Adam Driver is in it, and it takes place in like a fallen Roman Empire, New York, and the man made The Godfather, so he's willing to go into financial ruin to make this movie. So it's got to be something.
If you hear me clicking, it's me deleting the tab I have open for Megalopolis right now. So
Was that
good
yours too?
choice. It was one of mine. It was one of mine.
Do you think it's going to be a good movie?
It doesn't matter.
It'll be
We
watchable.
don't watch that movie because it's good. We watch it because he's been trying to make this movie for 40 years, and he spent all of his money on it. And I don't want it to be good. I want it to be like nothing I've ever seen. I want it to break my face. That's what I
can't
want.
wait. I can't wait. I think it's going to be great.
Caroline, what's your wild card?
Okay, this is one I'm actually shocked I'm about to put this on my wild card. This is one, how I'm interpreting wild card is like, this is either going to bomb or maybe it'll surprise us and it'll be amazing. And when I saw this casting combination, I said, wow, this is a very specific niche for me in particular. So I'm putting Trap by M. Night Shyamalan, starring Josh Hartnett and Haley Mills of the OG Parent Trap. I don't really know what else is happening in this movie, but one, I'm here from the Josh Hartnett Renaissance, and two, Haley Mills, who I feel like I haven't seen in anything since she was Miss Bliss in the very first season of Saved by the Bell. So what brought Haley Mills back? I'm intrigued.
I'm gonna throw out my wild card, and I interpreted wild card as a movie that nobody would think of, and so I'm trying to raise awareness of it. It's a movie that premiered last year at Fantastic Fest, but then got held until this year. And I've been actually waiting for this movie. It's David Desmalchin. I think I'm pronouncing his name right, and he's awesome in everything. He was in Oppenheimer. He's in a movie called Late Night with the Devil. The description is a live television broadcast in 1977 goes horribly wrong, unleashing evil into the nation's living rooms. If you know me, this is a movie I would write. This is 100% like my thing. A movie that is one thing and then turns out to be another thing. That's my genre, and I'm very excited about this. And I also realize how many horror movies. I know I mentioned earlier that 2024 might be a great horror year. We picked a lot of horror movies here, guys. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Paddington, Peru, famous horror
It
film.
was so scary. Let's do the movie we don't want to watch.
This is a podcast, so you have to make some hot takes. So here it is. I do not want to see Dune Part 2. Dune 1 sucks, and I bet Dune 2 is going to suck too. Dune 1 sucks. Dune 1 sucks.
Wow, this
It
is
was
a hot
bad.
take.
It was a bad movie. It was boring. It was joyless.
You're boring and joyless.
My wife and I saw it, and we were really excited. We were really excited because like we can't wait. We're both big like sci-fi, fantasy, like big budget movie fans, and we were not just bored, but like just disappointed. It didn't do anything interesting. The whole movie, they just kept having books that gave exposition. Then we went home, and the next day we watched all 3 Lord of the Rings movies, and that's how you do a big budget action movie. That movie has joy. That movie has characters that you actually care about and are excited when they succeed and are sad when they fail. And Dune has none of that. Not one person is happy to live in that world, so neither am I.
Calm down.
Not excited to see
Sit
Dune
down.
2.
Sit down. Calm down. Okay, that's fair. Let me throw out some actors I know you like who are in the new one. Florence Pugh,
I do like
Austin
Florence Pugh.
Butler,
Do like Austin Butler.
Elvis himself.
Yeah.
Nobody said the bike riders.
I know. That does look good.
I was waiting for you to say it. You've talked about it so much.
Yeah, I'm a bike rider. For sure. It lives in the shadows. Hey, it lives in the shadows. That's Tom Hardy's Bane and the Bike Riders.
I like all of the director's movies, Villeneuve's movies, like, Enemy and Prisoners. I loved Blade Runner 2049. Didn't do it with this one. Uninterested.
But Blade Runner, that's joyless.
Yeah, but that is it's like doing a different thing. I'm not against joyless movies. I'm saying that not one person was happy to be alive in that movie, and just look to Lord of the Rings to how to do movies like that better.
That's fair. Everything you're saying is fair.
Yeah.
Also, they were like, come see the Zendaya movie, and then she's in it for like 2 minutes.
I know.
But
And also, to have a protag named Paul.
Yeah. And then like Duncan, Idaho. Stupid.
Like, yeah.
Stupid movie.
I like his takes. Caroline, what movie do you not want to see?
Okay. This is tough because I had a new one added to the list, mostly because it felt like a personal attack to my life. And I'm not going to officially say it because it's a small independent movie we should see Scrambled, but as a 34-year-old woman who's been looking into freezing her eggs, this was a nightmare trailer to watch before anyone but you. But my actual movie that I don't want to see is If. I have never felt more threatened in my life in a movie theater than I saw from the imagination of John Krasinski. I don't know anyone's imagination I want to see anything less from. This movie looks like a bad Monsters, Inc. If I want to watch Monsters, Inc., I'm going to watch Billy Crystal. So I could care nothing less about If. If you find me in the movie theaters, you won't.
Very good.
I like when we morph into Gene's shallot. It's
Very
fun.
good.
Mine's an easy one. It's the new Beverly Hills Cop. There's no reason to watch that.
Yeah, probably not. Okay, can I say 2 or a couple other movies that are on my like maybe interested list?
Yeah.
Wolves with
Yeah.
Danny Ocean and Rusty, whatever his last name is, Brad Pitt and George Clooney, with the director from the Spider-Man movies, which I think were really well-directed movies. Kevin Spacey's also going crazy and doing a 2-part Western. Speaking of John
Did you say Kevin
Krasinski,
Spacey, or do you mean Kevin Costner?
did I say Kevin Spacey?
Costner.
You said Kevin Spacey, I thought.
Hey, Ethan, by the way, as somebody who helps
wrong
edit
with
these
you?
episodes, I just want you to know, every episode, there's at least 5 times you just say Kevin Spacey, and I don't think you're thinking it.
It's not true.
You just like, I just saw a good movie, Kevin Spacey, and we're like, what are you talking about, Ethan?
That's not true. Okay, I'm done talking.
Can I mention like 1 or 2 that I'm excited about okay, Lisa Frankenstein, I'm very excited about. New Diablo Cody. I'm intrigued to see what Zelda Williams has to bring to the table as Nepo director. I don't know much about this movie, but these 3 stars in a film get me going. It's called His 3 Daughters, and I'm going to say 3 names to you.
Yeah.
Carrie Coon, Natasha Lyonne, and Elizabeth Olsen. That's a film.
that played festivals last year and got remarkably good reviews. So we already know that's going to be a good one. I want to see Spaceman, the Adam Sandler in space talking to Paul Dano's Spider-Man. Also has, so the thing about Spaceman is, sure, it's Adam Sandler and he's done amazing work. He's done less amazing work, but I think most of his dramatic work is at least interesting. But it also has Paul Dano, who doesn't take bad scripts. And it has Carey Mulligan, who doesn't take bad scripts. And it's directed by the guy who did Chernobyl. Like, it's gonna be at least interesting. Mother's Instinct, which is a wild-looking movie starring Anne Hathaway and Jessica Chastain.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like a Todd Haynes movie.
It looks like something from my dreams.
Yeah, it looks wild. Drive Away Dolls is the other one I want to do.
Can't wait. It's gonna rule.
Because there's so many questions there. The trailer came out 5 years ago, basically, and nobody's really talking about it. It could either be really good or wild. I believe, and if I'm not mistaken, Pedro Pascal is playing a character whose name is the Penis Collector. So we have to see this movie, is what I'm saying.
We have to see this film.
Also, Bill Camp and Coleman Domingo and my
Margaret
girl
Qualley.
Margaret Qualley.
Is Margaret Qualley your crush? Or do you have a crush on Margaret Qualley?
I think I have a crush on Margaret Qualley.
Wow.
I think
Do you have a crush on her mother?
of course I have a crush on her mother. I think I have a crush on Margaret Qualley. I think I have a crush on Coleman Domingo. I think I have a crush on Bill Camp. I definitely have a crush on Pedro Pascal. I think this movie is made for me.
Yeah. I don't know if this is going to be a good year of movies. I just don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of question marks. But you know what? Maybe we'll find the new Past Lives. That new Florence Pugh, Andrew Garfield movie. People are saying is going to win the Oscar. They're saying that's going to be the new Past Lives if it comes out this year.
But isn't that kind of nice that, like, if we had this podcast last year, none of us would have picked Past Lives. We wouldn't have known. We wouldn't have, it wouldn't have even registered. And so, like, there are good stuff, and maybe in a year where Hollywood was shut down, there might be some really good, smaller budget, smaller film movies that come out at any point in the year and blow us away.
Those are our picks for 2024. Do you agree with them? Do you disagree with them? Email us at ineedtoseethatpod@gmail.com or visit us at ineedtoseethat.com.
Leave a review.
And here's the music. Here's the music cue. New movies on streaming this week. You have The Marvels on Disney+, Dumb Money on Netflix, and you got Waitress the Musical you can rent. I love that musical. New movies in theaters. There aren't any, really, I guess. There's Origin. Go see Origin. And you know what? Go see American Fiction. Really go out of your way. It's incredible. All right, back to the show. I'm Ethan Crop. Do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do.
Is it time to hear Ethan's reluctant review?
Yeah, it's that time of our show where we force Ethan to watch a movie there's no way he ever would want to see. It's called Ethan's Reluctant Review, and this week, Ethan watched a doozy. And I apologize, Ethan. This was my doing, and I feel bad about it. I genuinely feel bad I made you watch this movie. It's called An American Carol. It is, I believe, produced by Bill O'Reilly. Ethan, what was this movie about?
This movie broke me. It was the longest 8 hours of my life that was actually just like a 90-minute movie. It was awful. This has to be the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. It just has to be. Here's the plot. Documentary filmmaker Michael Malone makes movies about America's shortcomings and is now embarking on a campaign to abolish 4th of July. However, he meets John F. Kennedy on the eve of the holiday, who tells Malone that he will soon be visited by 3 ghosts, the spirits of a country singer, Trace Adkins, General George S. Patton, Kelsey Grammer, and George Washington, John Voight, visit Malone and try to instill a sense of patriotism and love for his country. This was the worst movie I've ever seen. It is extraordinarily offensive. It is not funny even one time. After I watched it, I watched the Mr. Rogers documentary just to like purge my soul. And this movie came out in 2008, and I would say the biggest thought I had thinking about it afterwards was, if it came out in 2014 through 2017, Pajama Boy would have been a character in this movie.
Oh my God.
For sure. For sure.
For the listeners at home, I think it's important that we finally address the idea of Pajama Boy. Ethan Krupp, our lovely podcast host, was once part of Obama's campaign marketing, wearing pajamas, known in the internet community as Pajama Boy.
Affectionately.
Yeah. Well, I took 44 notes on this movie. So as normal, you're welcome to say some numbers and I will share my note.
Can you give me note number 1? I want to know what you thought right at the beginning.
For reference, I'm watching this at 3:27 p.m. on a Monday.
Oh, that's a good note. Okay. I'm going with number 11.
Number 11, James Woods is in this.
Number 12.
Paris Hilton and Simon Rex are in this. There's a lot of just sort of like someone will show up and I'll just make a note of
my God.
They're in this.
Number 19.
Number 19, Kelsey Grammer is Patton.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Let's go with 25.
And there's Bill O'Reilly.
26.
Tough Rosie O'Donnell impression.
Oh, no. Oof. 37.
37. I hate this movie so much. This is the worst movie I've ever seen. It's not funny. It's poorly made. It's making me dislike actors that I like. It makes no sense. Please, never again. Please, God, please.
I feel like we have to end on that one. That's... Oh, Ethan, I'm so sorry.
I was sorry, but now it's funny again.
I feel bad.
Thank you. Well, what's the next one? Kayla, do you have it? If not, I have one.
No, I do. So I decided, I was like, I'm going to pick a random year from the Razzies to Google, and I'm going to pick a movie. So I went 1993, and I looked, Sylvester Stallone won Worst Actor that year for a movie called, which I think this is maybe the funniest poster I've ever seen. It's called Stop or My Mom Will Shoot.
Yeah. Yep, great movie. Have you ever seen this, Ethan?
I've never seen Stop or My Mom Will Shoot.
Great. So it stars Sylvester Stallone and Estelle Getty of The Golden Girls. And the premise of this film is Sergeant Joseph Andrew Bomowski is a tough cop. His seemingly frail mother, Tootie, comes to stay with him and progressively interferes in his life, driving him crazy. In 2006, in response to a question about the film Stallone wished he had not done, this film was the first one he mentioned. And that's saying a lot for Sylvester Stallone.
Okay, here we go. Honestly, it's going to be better than An American Carol. Never see An American Carol.
Okay.
Ethan, as you watch this one, I want you to know something.
Yeah.
I legitimately like this movie.
Okay.
So this is a pretty welcome change of pace. Enjoy it. That's Ethan's Reluctant Review. That's our show. Thank you so much for listening. Next week, we have a fun show. We have our Oscar nomination reactions. It's also Ethan's birthday show. So what crazy pranks are Caroline and I gonna throw? We'll see. But here's the thing. That show's coming out next Monday, but we have a bonus show this week. That's right. If you listen to the Golden Globes prediction or reaction show, you know that Caroline and Ethan lost the pool. So as quote unquote punishment, I'm making them watch the Royal Rumble. To help them with this, I recorded a special wrestling pod featuring guests Mike Schiff and Sean Jasko, and that will be dropping on Wednesday. So enjoy that show. We'll see you next week. And as always, Ethan loves Kevin Spacey. Bye.
No. I think we all have questions for Johnny Depp. I don't think it's just me.